Hey, September 21st, 2018. And I'm back with another book that I've been reading, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Mr. Jordan B. Peterson. And I guess everybody that has to do a review on Jordan Peterson, he has to talk about Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson is a YouTube internet star. I just started following him. I just really started listening to him like, oh man, it's been maybe a couple of months. So I can't say that I, went back. And I know they say some people say he's controversial, some people say he isn't. Don't matter. I've been listening to him a lot of his speeches. He has a great debate that he does with another guy, Sam Smith, I think it is. This guy, he's an atheist, and they go back and forth talking about, whether atheism is good or whether Christianity or religion should be something we should. Oh man, it's awesome. I've watched him like 3 or 4 times, man. This guy Jordan Peterson, he's a genius. I give it to him, and I'm going to continue to listen to him and the other guy. Debate show that they did is awesome. But this book, man, I mean, he says there's 12 rules for life, and if you read the book and you look at the chapters, you'll think it's that, but sometimes he just goes off on tangents. Like, I don't know. It didn't really follow that. Okay, rule 1, blah, 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 rule 2. I mean, he basically gave you his ideology, what he thought about the world. And I've never met a person that claim or even talks about Christianity in such a rational way. Sometimes I wish I could have grew up in a church with a preacher like this, because he's very rational and he's very educated, and he explains like what does these stories mean. Even he talks about Cain and Abel, and that's a Bible story where Cain and Abel, they both brought sacrifices to God, and then Cain's was not acceptable. Abel's was, so Cain goes and kills Abel. You should read. You should know this story. Read your Bible, Genesis, and he explained it to how that's how it works with people. That if you sacrifice and your sacrifice is not accepted. Let's say you sacrifice to become such and such, and you don't, things don't work out the way and then you walk around bitter, wanting to kill other people. And that's so true. That's so true. I mean, even with the Cat Williams thing and Kevin Hart, it's like you sacrifice and you're not to where you want to be. So now you want to kill Abel, And I thought that was genius, man. That's genius, And like I said, I've heard a little about the controversy of with Mr. Peterson about him not using pronouns for trans. Like I said, I don't know the whole story, but I don't know about that. I'd have to keep on it, but I don't know. There's nothing this man could say where I wouldn't listen to him or read his works. I mean, this book is awesome, man. I was reading this book and I said I was going to read like some fiction on the side, but I started reading this book and couldn't put it down, man. I was up all night till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, He has a chapter on here that talks about don't bother children when they're skateboarding. That's rule number 11. And he just goes into how, certain times young people, they do things that we might call crazy, but they're looking for adventure. He explains that one part of our world is solid. We have our beliefs, our values, and many of them that he has, I don't agree with at all, but I understand he explains why he has them. And that's much more than a lot of people can do, But he says we have that one foot on that solid rock, but we're always looking for that new thing. That's why Peter said people are never satisfied, because we're always looking for that new thrill, that new uncharted territory, and he brings it all together and talks about how the yin and the yang, male and female. I mean, oh man, this dude is awesome. There's no way I could just like give you all the different rules because every one's of them just bring me back to what he said. I'll be all day. So read this book, man. I'm definitely gonna read it again. I got this one from the library, but I'm definitely gonna go buy it because it's worth buying. It's one of those books I like to read every year. It's like it's one of those books like The Highly Effective People, 7 Rules for Highly Effective People. Man, I found somebody new. Listen to his podcast. Telling you, man, great philosopher. They'll be talking about Jordan Peterson for a long time. And rule number 6 was one that I'm really doing myself now. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. You start, it's a catch-22 because when you start setting your house in order, then you'll start criticizing. Because first you won't have time, and then you'll see how, man, it's kind of hard. Even if you're going to fail so many times, it's going to create, it's going to make you humble. That's what I got out of that. But man, great book. Glad I read this book. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.